doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is part 2 of how to get to Artisan 1 training so you can use the auto sprint function. We went through the AFK method of how to do it earlier. So now we're going to go through the active method and then we're going to do a combination of the two to end. So all you have to do first off is come grab yourself some capturing ropes from this dude over here. Step 2 is go grab yourself some sugar from the central market. So lump of raw sugar, we're just going to grab 100 of these, right, and pull that out. I think I also bought 100 earlier, so I got 200, way more than I need. Pull these out. Now, if for some reason this isn't on the central market, you can't find, they're sold out on the central market, it's super easy to make. Just come to this dude. I think you need 10 raw sugars. I think you need 10 of these and 1 mineral water, if I remember correctly. And then you come to processing, shake, mineral. Oh, it's maybe not shake. Is it heats? Yes, I think it's heats. Heating, mineral water and a sugar. You heat it. So 10 sugars, raw sugars, 1 mineral water. You heat it. And when it does go as planned, it should melt down into some, there you go, lump of raw sugar right there. So there's your workaround if it's not available on the CM. So the next thing I'd recommend is just put these on your ring menus. So just go to your ring menu, item, put your rope on one ring menu and put your lump of sugar on the other. Just obviously when you're finished with your training, just put your skills back on as they normal. Put your ring menu back as it normally was. But now we're going to go catch some wild horses. So make sure you have a tent buff. Make sure you have the seafood cron meal. Make sure you got your trainer's clothes equipped. And if you're skilled 10 or higher, make sure you got this other trainer's clothes equipped. Other trainer's clothes equipped. Tongue twister, bro. Just equipped. Make sure they're all equipped. And once that's done, an optional one as well. Stuck on something. Okay, a freaking grass beetle, bro. An optional buff that you can give to yourselves is a Vendura drought. Completely optional. Having the right pets out that give you life EXP is another one as well. I'm just popped the Vendura drought to give you guys an example, but I wouldn't honestly use the Vendura droughts. For me, just make sure you got the right pets out, making sure that you got the food and the tent buff is more than enough. So I'm showing you this area next to Velia because this is the area that I know. Okay, there are wild horses spread around all around the world. So if you know another little cluster of wild horse area that's got a nice amount of wild horses in it, then you can use that area. I know Velia, that's the one I know, so this is the one I'm going to show you. There's usually 3 wild horses here. I think I actually might have captured them earlier on this channel, so I might have to server swap. Let's have a quick, oh no, there we go, there's one over here. So we've got the rope in our inventory and we've got the sugar on our ring slot and the sugar in our ring slot. We've got our buffs running. We're going to catch the horse now. Now, when it comes to catching the horse, it's going to be a mini game. So first you got to pull out your rope. When you pull out by just pressing on your D-pad or clicking A on it in your inventory, you just got to press right bumper. You got to get into range to get this marker on the horse, and then you press right bumper to throw your rope. When you throw your rope, you're going to be in a mini game. During this mini game, there's going to be a time where it prompts you to press A, which is X on PlayStation, and that's when the horse raises legs. If you want to be a bit more efficient at this mini game, keep moving towards the horse when it prompts you to press A, but don't press A. X for PlayStation. Wait for the horse's legs to just before it hits the horse's legs, return back to the ground, then press A. That way you cover more distance to get closer to the horse before you enter the minigame, and then when you complete the minigame, you're closer to the horse, which means there's less distance to travel to the horse, which means it's less likely the horse is then going to re-raise his legs. So it just makes it more efficient. But the minigame itself is super simple. Just pop over to the horse, bada bing, bada boom, and you pull yourself towards the horse. Look, I'm not going to press A. I'm not pressing A. I'm pressing A right now, right before it hits the ground. Instead of pressing A at the beginning, I'm pressing it at the end, so I gain some more distance. This makes it less likely that the horse is going to drag me into this minigame again. This just saves me a little bit of time. A little bit of time to get to the horse, right? And then once you're in position to get to the horse, just from your ring menu, feed it this sugar. Another way of doing it, if you don't put it on your ring menu, is you can use the wheel. Tap Y, then hold Y, then do it like this. I just feed them 3 sugars. That's just what I've always done. It seems to work. 3 is my magic number that works for me. And bada bing, bada boom. And then you're going to try and attempt to get on your horse. Once you're like professional 1 and you got 2 of these cloves equipped, I have yet, from feeding them 3 sugars, I have yet to fail. Yet to fail one of these, what's it called? Attempting to get on the horse after feeding your 3 sugars and hitting professional 1. So then call your horse and then go back to the closest stable keeper, which for us is going to be Velia. Obviously, if you guys have if you have a different area where you can catch horses, you're going to be in a different spot. Now, this is a pretty well-known area to catch horses, so you might find yourself being contested with other players if you choose to come to Velia to catch your horses. So do keep that in mind. There's been a few times where there's other people capturing horses, so it's like you have to go through a couple of servers before you can find one where there's some horses available for you to catch. So either do it off peak hours, or if it's on peak, you might have to fight for it a little bit. Grab a server and then just stay on that server and just wait for the respawns. I don't honestly know how long it takes for them to respawn, but here we go. And in terms of popping the drought, you want to wait until you're close to the stable keeper before you pop your drought. So you're saving some time as well. Don't pop it as you're looking for the horse. Pop it as you're about to hand in the horse. So you're going to come to the stable keeper here. And then as you can see, he's not quite caught up with us yet. So what I do is I just keep backing out and coming in and backing out and coming in. And eventually, after a while, the horse will catch up. Hopefully. There we go. So now we can register it. And we've got a female as well, but it's a tier 2. Okay, so that's this method, and then this will give you a little bump in your training. If you're low level training, it's going to be a huge bump. If you're still in the beginner, it's going to give you a couple of beginner levels. So it's roughly the same as leveling up a horse, but obviously you can catch horses a lot faster than you can level horses up. So then what you would do is come to the stable and you would sell the mount that you just caught, unless it's a really good mount. Sell it and rinse and repeat. So we're going to do it one more time just to show you guys the process, and we'll record how much EXP we get this time. And what you can see as well, the horse, I'm using a level 6 horse, so I'm basically using the lowest level horse that I've caught as the horse that I'm riding to go back and forth between catching horses. So as I'm catching horses, I'll also level up a horse. Usually you try and get the horse between level 6, 7, 8. Like at that point it's kind of slow, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, if you got horses at those levels, if you ride those, it's going to get quite a lot of EXP quite quickly and level up. So that's going to be pushing your EXP. So as you are catching horses, you're also training horses, pushing your EXP a bit more. It's just mid-maxing to try and maximize the amount of training EXP you're getting. Because even if you use your mounts, like your Pegasus, yeah, you can go back and forth really quick, but you got to wait ages anyway for the horse to come, for the wild horse to come to the stable keeper for you to be able to register it. So you might as well just take a bit of extra time and use this horse. So I might have to swap channels here. So I'm pretty sure that was the last horse that was available. Yeah, it was. So there's no more horses here. So I'm going to swap channels. So once you've caught all 3 of your horses, or there's no horses in this spawn, switch to the next channel and look for the horses again and catch them. This time we're going to log how much EXP we get. And I'm going to show you guys that you have to actually register the mount and not just catch the mount to get the EXP. So, here we go. We are in the next channel here. Okay, so let's have a look at our stats. So currently we are 69.59% in our training. Here's a horse right in front of us. Let's pull out our rope. Just get into range to target it. Throw your rope and just slowly walk towards it. He's not raising his legs that much, so this makes me think it's a very low tier horse, probably tier 1 horse right here. But it doesn't matter. We're just going to feed it three raw sugars. Seems to be my magic number that works for me. So I'm going to feed it its 3 sugars. One more time. Remember, we had like 69.59%, I think is what we said, in terms of EXP. And now we're going to jump on the horse. So we have to go register it. But just to show you guys, jumping on the horse does not increase your training level. You have to go register it at the station. So another thing, what's it called? Tip is you can't get off your horse if the horse is moving at all. So what you have to do is wait for it to go completely neutral, then press Y, which is triangle on PlayStation, to get off your horse. And I'm going to get on my other horse. And we're already auto-path to the stable keeper. So now we're going to head over to the stable keeper and register this one, and we'll see the bump that we get. Okay, so we are at the stable keeper, and now we're going to have to go through... we're going to have to just wait for the other horse to catch up. So just keep coming in and out, and eventually the wild horse will come here to the stable keeper and you will be able to register it. There we go. So let's register this one. It was a T4 male by the looks of it. So, and now let's look at our boost. So it gave us roughly between 4 to 5% EXP. That was the tick that we got. So we had 69 and change, and now we're at 74 and change. So 4 to 5% is the amount of EXP we're getting at Professional Room 9. Obviously, it's going to be a lot higher if you guys are not professional yet. Now, you just rinse and repeat this, then you'd sell this mount, right? And you go back and you just keep doing it over and 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 over again until you are Artisan 1 training, right? That might make you go a little bit crazy, okay? So another method is by combining the method in part 1 with the method in part 2. And an extra step. The extra step is come to the central market and buy yourself wagons. I think it's merchant wagons. So we're going to type in merch. Here we go. It's 174. So buy a merchant wagon. I think I might have got 1 or 2 already bought, but it's fine. Yeah, I've already had 2. So pull out the merchant wagon, and now I'm going to show you guys another little tip about because it's not going to let us register this, right? Right now, our stable is full. So if we come here to register mount and we try to register the wagon, it won't let us because our stable is full. But we're also buggered because we also have a horse pulled out on our main character, so we can't pull out a horse and then register the mount. So what we could do is sell a mount, okay? But let's say you don't want to sell a mount because all the mounts you want here are valuable to you. Another little quick tip I can give you guys is switch to another character that's in Velia that hasn't got a mount pulled out. And I think I left a wagon on this character as well. Hopefully I did. If not, I'll just pull it off the central market. Here we go. Did I? Yeah, there we go. So pull out the wagon on this guy. And then what you're going to do is take out a horse. So let's take this horse out. We're going to register the wagon. There we go. Wagon is registered. Okay, and then you can remote collect the horse to go back in here. So now all the horses are in here and the wagon's in there. And then what you're going to do is connect You can connect up to 4 horses to the merchant wagon. So I'm going to connect all my females and one of my T5 males. Okay, then I'm going to pull this one out. So now, well, you don't have to. Ooh, let's remote collector back in. You do not have to pull it out. So now you can technically go back on your main character, right? So you can go back on your main character. You can remote collect the horse that's out on your main character. Yeah, so you remote collect the horse that's on your main character. So all the horses are in here. Then you can pull out your wagon, and then you can do the same thing I showed you guys in the previous video. So you set up an auto path like, ooh, didn't do the right auto path there. You set up your repeating auto path like so, and then you can train your horses. Obviously this one, you're gonna have to readjust because you're hitting too many things here. So we come up here maybe and try that again. But basically just set it up. It's a bit more fiddly with a wagon than it is, well, as you can see, it's a bit more fiddly. It's a lot more fiddly with a wagon than it is with just one horse. It's not too hard to figure it out. Once you get your auto path figured out, it's pretty simple because you're going to use the same auto path over and over and over again. But let me just try this one more goddamn time. Okay. So then you set up your auto path, and that's combining the 2 methods as well as the wagon. You don't have to capture horses. This wagon approach, you can buy 4 horses from the CM, attach 4 horses to a wagon, and train 4 horses at the same time. You can also do that. However, the final thing you can do is combining the 2. So catch some horses until you get really, really bored / tired of catching horses, because it is a bit tedious. And then after you've done that, you can connect it to a wagon and pull it out on another character that doesn't have any horses, just to reduce the just to reduce the number of horses in your stable, and so that you can continue using your main horse on your main character. Okay. So let me show you guys what I mean. So these horses that I've connected to this wagon, I don't want to sell these horses. These are pretty good. We got T5 males and T3 females. So the way I'm currently leveling up or power leveling this life skill is I'll go out for a couple of hours, catch horses and sell them unless they're a T5 male or they're a T3 plus female. So now, as you can see, I've got myself a couple of T5 males and a couple of T3/T4 females. So I'm going to be using these to train my power level, my training on Hanzo later. But I kind of want to keep catching horses. So I'm combining the 2. I want to keep catching horses, but my stable is full. So what am I going to do to reduce the amount of horses in my stable? Well, I'll switch to another character. I'll register a wagon. I'll attach 4 horses to that wagon and then pull it out on that character. So now when I come back to Hanzo and I reconnect my controller, there we go. And I come over here to the stable keep. As you can see, we only have 2 horses in here. T4, honestly, a T4 male I don't care about, so I'm just going to sell that. And now I can continue. Catching horses and power leveling my training until it gets to Artisan 1. Now I'm not too far away. There we go. I'm not too far away from Artisan 1. As you can see, I'm almost Professional 10, and then there's just one more level I got to go through to hit Art 1. But I'm going to continue leveling up these horses. I'm going to continue on this life skill to get more of the seals. And basically, I'm going to keep doing what I'm showing you until I get all these armors. So I'll need what? 250 seals. Once I got 250 seals, I can grab all these armors and I can upgrade them for my Pegasus. And then for me, I'm going to stop on this life skill. If you guys like the life skill, you can keep doing it. I think the Viper Crystals, honestly, is the more lucrative way. But obviously, if you wait for 50... if you get 50 seals, you can make one of these items here, right? And then you can enhance it. If you enhance it, it's not bad money, okay? It's not bad money, but you are going to need to use, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to use memory fragments to repair these. Hopefully you can use memory fragments and you don't have to keep crafting these, because then it's going to be really hard to get it to plus 10. But yeah, so if you are using memory fragments to do this, it's going to cost you a bit to repair. So I don't know how much money is in upgrading these saddles and selling the upgraded versions. Definitely not worth 50 seals to sell a base. You might as well get Viper Crystals. 50 seals is the equivalent of what? 4 Viper Crystals, and 4 Viper Crystals at 33 mil each is like 100 and, I don't know, 20 plus, it's like 134 mil minus tax. So Viper Crystals is the more lucrative way for this life skill to make money. I'm not looking to make money from this life skill. Personally, what I'm looking to do is grab all these upgraded horse armors for my mounts, and just to get myself to training Artisan 1 on my main. Guys, I hope this video has been helpful. Hopefully you can get Artisan 1 in no time, make a little bit of money on the way, and get that auto sprint function unlocked on your mount. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.